Okay, everybody. Hi, it's Patsy here again, and I'm going to be doing the love bites for the sign of Taurus, and this is going to go from mid-November to the end of December 2017. All right. I'm doing this on Facebook Live because I got a brand new. Well, I acquired a new PC. And it's been taking me a few days to figure out how to get it working. And when I finally did get it working today, I was able to only do one of the videos. The one I did for cancer ended up, I had to redo it twice, and I ended up doing it here on Facebook Live. So I figured let me get it done here on Facebook Live so that I don't have, hey Darnell, thanks for coming back, so that I can get them done and out of the way, because I want to get everything done before Thanksgiving so you all can have your love bites to go along with your Thanksgiving dinners. So anyway, normally I do this on YouTube, and if you enjoy these, please share them with your friends and your family. You can always check out my page, Our Stories Continues, here on Facebook. And you could also find me on YouTube if you put in my email address is pbtarot7@gmail.com. You can write me an email and I can give you further information. But also on YouTube, if you search for Iya, IYA, Emmy, EMI, Patsy, PATSY. You should find me there. You can also put IFA Midwives in the search, and you should also find my other page. I have two channels rather, on YouTube. But right now, tonight, I'm doing Taurus. That's the last love bite I have to do, get it out, and I can worry about trying to upload them to the other page once I get this all done. But this has been a very interesting experience with this last few days with the Samsung PC. I was on the phone with Microsoft and Samsung, and I finally got some information and was able to had to reboot the entire system. I bought it used from somebody, but I thank God that I was able to do that, and had to clear out all the information. It wasn't just enough for us to delete her name and information. Had to actually get a factory reset from Samsung. But that's good though. All right. So anyway, we thank God for all things, and I really thank God for this because I really wanted better equipment. I was doing the previous stuff off of my cell phone and my Galaxy tablet, which is like the tablet's really not too much bigger than the cards. So anyway, this is going to be a love bite. And so what this is supposed to be a short reading. And it's going to be 10 cards. The first 10 cards are going to be the first 5 cards are going to be for Taurus, you. And the second 5 cards will be for the person that you're interested in, or giving you further information on what it is that you need to know about your love life. Okay, what guidelines or what guidance you may need in regards to your love life, and that'll depend on what the messages are. And these first 10 cards are from the Doreen Virtue Romance Angel Oracle deck, and then we'll be getting messages from Kim Dwyer in the Conscious Spirit Oracle deck, and further messages from Iyanla Van Zant's Until Today deck. And finally, we'll get some messages from Spirit, from Postcards from Spirit, which is a brand new deck that it just came out within the last month. I did an unboxing here on Facebook earlier last month, and been given some very interesting messages also. So thank everyone for joining me this evening, and I know it's getting late, it's midnight, but this is the last one, and then I'll worry about trying to get the general readings up. Okay, so Taurus, let's get your love bite going. All right, so first card we got here for you, Taurus, is Retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. All right, and this could be talking about going on a vacation, or it could be talking about stepping away from a situation, from an argument, something that's uncomfortable, but it's in reverse. So, could be that you're sticking to your guns and you are not retreating, and that that you're going to stick it out until the bitter end. The next card that you have in this reading is Trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith, right? But this was also in the reverse, right? So it says that you're not trusting. You're very distrustful. Not just lacking faith, but just distrusting of people around you. Next card that you got in this reading, Taurus, is Past Life Relationship. Hi, Lisa. Hi, June. Past life relationships. You have known each other before, but this was also in the reverse. So this is someone who is a stranger and you don't trust them. Okay. All right, thank you, Spirit. All right, the next card that you got is Make the Effort. Okay, so perhaps they're telling you to make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. This is saying to make the effort, but trust your intuition at the same time, right? Maybe you don't need to be as leery of people, if this is general, or this person in particular. Keep your guard up, but make an effort to reach out. And the next card that came is Separation. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. Okay. This could also be saying, I'm just putting it out there, this may be a situation where your partner is going to be going away for a minute. Okay, so that could be what it is. The person could be gone, doing a little time maybe, and you see that that's on the horizon. That is just a separate message that came through. Okay, so these 5 cards down here are going to be about the way your partner sees you, the way your partner sees this relationship, or things about this relationship that you may need to pay attention to. First card is Love Yourself First. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive, Taurus. Okay? It is safe for you to love. Open your heart and give and receive the highest energy of all. And this came directly below the trust reverse card. So I think the message that's being sent to you is that you don't have to be as standoffish as you've been about this situation or about this person. The next card that came up for you in this reading was finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. All right. That came directly under the past life relationships in the reverse. So maybe this is someone who you met at work. Could be someone new, someone whom you met recently at work, maybe. And it's telling you that you can trust this person and it's safe for you to make the effort to get to know them. The next card that came up for you in this reading was engagement. Okay? Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. Now, for some of you out there, yes, you'll be getting engaged. But in this context, I think what this is saying is that you can make the effort to get to know the person, all right, because it did come directly under the make the effort card. So I think that engagement in this sense, meaning to have conversations, to spend some time to get to know the person, to let your guard down a little bit, make the effort to get to know this person that you may have just met at work, someone that you just meeting at work. I'm still getting this feeling about jail, so maybe you work at jail. That comes up for me every now and then for some other reason. Anyway, true love. True love. This is the romance of a lifetime. Okay. So, maybe this is going to be a memorable experience, a memorable romance. Doesn't mean that you're going to be married. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean that you're soulmates or karmic or anything. This is just, it may just be something that's going to be fun and flirty and significant. Everybody we're not going to date everybody we meet, and everybody that we date is not a potential spouse. But sometimes it's just to have fun, a change of pace, to get us out of whatever craziness we may have just been into. You know, rebound person. You know, doesn't make the rebound guy a bad person. You know, they're probably one of the nicer people that you'll ever come across because they're going to be there to be supportive, even if they don't even know that they're being supportive. But sometimes just their presence is enough to get you out of the negativity, the doldrums that you're in. Okay, so the next 5 cards that we're going to get in this reading are from the Conscious Spirit Oracle deck by Kim Dwyer. All right, and we'll see what other clarifications that we have. All right, I want to thank everybody for joining me this evening, hanging in there with this reading for Taurus for mid-November to mid-December. And I know everybody's looking forward to the holiday time that's coming, Thanksgiving, and Christmas and Kwanzaa. I see. Thank you. Okay, 2 more cards, and then we'll go through them and see what the message is. All right, come on. 2 more cards, please, Spirit. 2 more cards for the Taurus. Hi, June. Hi, John. Hi, EC. Okay. All right. Excuse me. Okay. All right. Do it like that. Okay. So we ended up getting 7 cards for Taurus. But that's okay. 7 days, and it was good, right? It was over. This is over. After this reading, we're done with the love bites for this month. So it was appropriate, I guess. After all the work I did, it was good, right? All right. So the first card that you got here from Conscious Spirit Oracle was gratitude. I am grateful for everyone and everything in my life and the lesson each brings. Okay. Yes. Very good. Okay. So talks about being grateful. And that came between Love Yourself First card and Retreat. Yes, I think you need to spend a little quiet time, some time in prayer maybe, Taurus, and some time by yourself to, again, just to love on yourself and to heal yourself. You've been through a little rough patch there lately, Taurus, and so please excuse me for yawning. Oh, I'm so sorry. You've been through a little rough patch there lately, Taurus, so I think that between Retreat and Love Yourself First, I think you need to spend some quiet time alone by yourself to disconnect from the world. And also some time in prayer to show some gratitude for what you have survived, for all that you've been through, and the lessons that you have learned. You need to sit down and take the time to find out what lesson have you learned? What lessons have you learned now that you've survived this thing? You know, it's enough to say, whew, I got through that. Yes, that's good. Celebrate that. But don't forget to take the time to be grateful, to thank the Creator, and to thank your guardian angels and your ancestors for protecting you from what could have been your demise. All right? And to show some gratitude and to look inside and see what it is that you learned that can keep you from repeating this lesson again. The next card that you got in this reading was transformation. I journey within to meet my higher self and find true happiness. All right, this is talking about changes. This is talking about rebirths. It's also talking about death. And this came in the reverse. So this is telling me that you avoided death, but have you changed? Have you made steps to really look inside yourself and examine your life so far? What's going on? You have to find your happiness inside of yourself. You can't expect someone else to make you happy. You can't expect some man to make you happy, or some woman to make you happy, or your children to make you happy. You have to find that in yourself. And after all that you've been through, you may need to make some changes. Maybe in your spiritual life, the way you do things, who you trust, who you let into your life, who you let into your circle. You have to be careful. But you have to be willing to change. You have to be willing to make a transformation, you know. You look here, it's like you're going to the light, right? That's the part about death that, you know, they say go to the light. But if you also look, to me, this reminds me of like the birth canal, you know, the vaginal canal that you go through to light at the other end, a rebirth, a change. But you have to be able to look at what you've left behind and figure out what lessons you may have missed. Because if you don't change, it's just going to happen. You're just going to draw it in again in another way. The next card that you got here was the Sun Goddess. I separate each sunrise and recognize the healing energies of the sun. Yeah, this is talking about being grateful. This is talking about going forward to a bright future. Right? And celebrating that. Celebrating the protection. Because up here, this little figure in the back there, that person was in distress. They're like this. Maybe hard to see, but they were in distress. And now there's a bright future coming towards them that they're headed for. The healing energies of the sun. Sun also talks about brightness and truth, growth, healing. You have to embrace that. Thank God for the protection and the healing. But show gratitude and be willing to change. And don't get cocky because you escaped death this time. Because death is always around the corner for all of us. We're born to die. And what matters is what we do in between. Next two cards that you got here from the Conscious Spirit is Spirit Awakens. I embrace my soul purpose and align all aspects of my life to it fully. So this is a wake-up call for you, perhaps, that you need to make the effort. Okay? See what it is that you almost missed. What is the lesson? I embrace my soul purpose and align all aspects of my life to it fully. Sounds to me like you need to make a change, and you better be headed towards that way. The next card was Earth Elemental. I gratefully accept the abundance the earth bestows upon me. So you've been blessed. You have been blessed. God is looking out for you. The Creator is looking out for you. And there's a lot of things abundant available to you. You're going to have these things. But at the same time, you need to look deep inside, Taurus, and find out what it is, because these things go real deep. These are some deeply rooted issues there that you have. And so it's good to accept, but you need to also figure out what you're going to do with this abundance now that you have it, or that you've always had. Maybe you take these things for granted. Maybe this is part of the problem. Nobody wants to feel that they're working and bringing everything home and no one's being grateful for it. No one is acting grateful. That's just what Spirit said to say. Everybody wants to know that their work is appreciated, okay? If you have a spouse and that person is going out there and working and bringing home what they're supposed to bring home, and they're being respectful of your home and your children, that's not something to take for granted, because there's lots of people who don't have that. And you need to say thank you. You could definitely be grateful to God for that blessing. Definitely. But the person who's doing that, the person that's going out there and busting his ass every day, or her ass every day, they like to hear a little bit of that gratitude too. Sometimes we have to get outside of ourselves. Anything that you have is not that you're entitled to any of it. It's what the divine has decided that they wanted you to have in this particular life at this particular time. But it can always be taken away from you. And it just doesn't have to be that, the person leaves or you get a divorce. You could lose your life. So every day we need to be grateful for what we have. And it's not easy, especially when you're dealing with other people and get sick of them and all of that other stuff. But at the same time, you need to be grateful and thank God. Give thanks, Thanksgiving. So this year, maybe besides just thanking God for all His blessings and all of that, thank your spouse, or thank your partner, thank your children. They could be doing all kinds of crazy stuff. Do we ever thank our kids for not embarrassing us? Not slandering our names, not bringing shame to the family. Just thank them for doing the right thing. Thank them for making us proud. Thank them for making our ancestors proud. A lot of things to be thankful for. I know that a lot of people don't want to, don't celebrate Thanksgiving because of the Native American history and all of that. Absolutely, I agree with that. But at the same time, it can be an opportunity to show your gratitude for what you have, what you've been given, for what you've survived. We as a people, what we have survived, what we're surviving right now. Okay? The next two cards that you got in this reading, Taurus, was at day's end, rest and release. So at the end of the day, find peace in nature and rest your body and mind in order to connect to spirit. Yes. I release that which does not serve my higher purpose with gratitude and love. Both these cards came in the reverse for you, though, Taurus. So that means that you are not releasing. You're holding on to stuff. and that you haven't been resting. You've been going and going and going and going, and you haven't found peace. That you, and that's understandable maybe right now because of what you just came out of, and that you have to have been very busy, taking care of business, getting things in order. But once you get to a safe place, you've got to release it. Once you get to the end of the day, end of that journey, you have to release it. If you've left it, then leave it. If you've left it, leave it. If you've left that situation, if you've left that spouse, if you've left that situation that almost cost you your life, then leave it. Don't worry about what's going to happen to them or, how much time or whatever like that. You got away with your life. Be grateful and glad for it. Let that go. Let that go. Get some rest. Show some gratitude. Show some gratitude. And what are you going to do now that you know what God has brought you through? What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do? How are you going to exhibit your gratitude? This card that came from the Ayala Van Zandt. Until today, deck for you, Taurus, is I am open to God's love. I am open to God's love. Until today, you may have been trying to convince God that you don't deserve the love He wants to give you. Just for today, be open to receiving all the love that God has for you. The Creator saved your life for a reason. Alrighty, that card just jumped right out. All right, so when I do not open up, I set myself up to explode. When I do not open up, I set myself up to explode. Until today, you may have been holding on to secret thoughts and feelings. You may have been afraid to open up to self-examination or outside scrutiny. Just for today, be willing to release those things stored in your heart and mind that are causing you discomfort. That's what I said. If you left it, leave it alone. But you do need to examine the part that you play in this drama. Not blaming the victim at all. But we have to take responsibilities when relationships don't work out. What part did you play in that? Were you conscious of the blessings that you have? Were you grateful? Were you being obedient to what God wanted you to do? If you knew what it was that God had you to do, were you being deliberately obstinate and not doing it? That could be what it is. That could be what it was about, to get your attention again. The Creator will do whatever the Creator wants to do in order to get your attention. God works in mysterious ways, right? So if you know that you have a gift and you just say, well, I'm not going to do that, or I'm not going to practice that, or I'm not going to feed into that, Really? God is a jealous God. Isn't that what the scripture said? So they've given you a gift, and then you just like, well, I know I have the gift. They was told about it, and I know what I'm supposed to do, but I don't feel like it. Oh, really? So maybe they'll shake things up for you a little bit to get your attention. So you survived it this time. So what are you going to do now? You're going to continue to say, well, I don't really want to do that. I'm not really interested in that. Oh, okay. Well, maybe they're going to have another surprise for you. I'm just saying, be careful. Be careful not to take your blessings for granted. Just because they brought you out of something doesn't mean it is over. You're not square. That doesn't mean, oh yeah, you and God is even Steven. No, that just means that he just was trying to get your attention so you could do what it is that you're supposed to do. He was sparing your life for a reason. But don't forget, the same way they make you, they can make another one just like you. Because the Creator can do that, right? You don't want to you don't want to do your job, you don't want to pick up the mantle. Oh, okay, well, there'll be somebody else that can do that. And so now they have no use for you. So now what happens? Just saying, I don't know where that came from, but it's what it came. So if somebody needed to hear it, it may not be you, but it may be someone else that we know. So if you get this when I'm finished with this reading, I would so appreciate it if you shared it with someone else. Someone might need to hear these messages. That's what we're here for. Okay, so these cards here are Postcards from Spirit by Khaled Baron Reed, and they're postcards, actual postcards. Okay. Each one of the cards have a different inscription on them, a different message from Spirit. And when they respond to a question, inquiry that you may make to a singular ancestor, the response comes back in a collective. So you might be looking for an answer from a parent or a sister who's passed over. Excuse me. The card will answer you in the collective, in a we, us, our, right? But they're talking to you. All right, so the author was very clear about that, so I want to make sure that I'm clear about that also. So the card that you got here from Postcards from the Spirit with love, right on the front. Okay, dearest you, as you think, so will you experience life. Thoughts are that powerful, and they need minding. Let the unruly, chaotic ones settle down so they serve you or get released instead of wreaking havoc. These thoughts arise when connected to the energy of fear and often masquerade as the truth. Yet the real truth is that essentially all is well. Of course, you have thoughts that are positive and strong, organized, accepting, creative, and so on. Those are the ones we want you to keep thinking. They have a less frantic quality. They're stimulating in a good way and don't get away from you. But how do you keep an inner eye on your thoughts? Meditate and leave judgment out of the air. Everyone has fearful thoughts. Love them, love yourself, and then choose the thoughts you want the world to reflect back. Life is not as hard as you think. Loving you so much. Okay, life is not as hard as you think. Okay, Taurus. Well, that was your love bite for mid-November to mid-December 2017. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. Go to my Facebook page, which is Our Stories Continue. and you'll be able to see the content whenever it's posted. You can go to YouTube and put in pbtarot7@gmail.com. You could also put in Iya, Emi Patsy. Iya, Iya, Emi, Emi, Patsy, Patsy. And follow me and subscribe and share. And as soon as I get a chance, hopefully before the end of the month, I'll start the readings for December for each of the signs. For Sagittarius, it's going to be their birthday month starting today, right? And also happy belated birthday to all the Scorpios out there too. So we'll be going forward for the Sagittarius energies, and I have a set of cards that came, and I want to open them, do an unboxing for you guys, and I'm looking forward to that. That's kind of like a Christmas present or a holiday present, Kwanzaa present, and do some live readings, during holiday time, and see what happens, see what it do. Okay. Thank you so much for your patience. Thank you for liking, subscribing, sharing, joining this live video. I appreciate it. And as soon as I can, I'm going to upload it to YouTube so that the rest of my subscribers can see it. So thank you, Facebook family. I love you guys. And I'll be speaking to you all soon. And enjoy your Thanksgiving. And see you soon. And thank you for watching. Bye-bye. Good night.